Hey guys, Retro Gaming Goff here, and I am back with a whole new deck review for you guys. And today we're going to be talking about Gaia the Fierce Knight, Curse of Dragon, and their fusion combo, Gaia the Dragon Champion. I've been a fan with Gaia the Fierce Knight ever since it came out in the first episode of Yu-Gi-Oh! When he started believing in the heart of the cards, and then he just pulls out Gaia the Fierce Knight and completely demolishes Seto Kaiba's Sagi the Dark Clown. Up until the point where Kaiba then demolishes it with his Blue Eyes White Dragon. But there you go. We don't see Curse of Dragon until in the Duelist Kingdom episode when he battles Weaver Underwood. He does summon out Gaia the Fierce Knight in that episode, and then that's where we get the combination where he fuses Curse of Dragon and Gaia the Fierce Knight to summon out Gaia the Dragon Champion. And there was that episode as well where he battles Panic, and honestly, that was a shamble of an episode. I mean, how the hell does the floating ring thing on Castle of Illusions work? I don't know, especially when he powers up Gaia the Dragon Champion using Catapult Turtle. I don't know how that works, but Castle of Illusions got 3200 defense, and Gaia the Dragon Champion got an attack boost of 3200 attack. How the hell that scenario played out, where the Dragon Champion gets catapulted into the castle, it loses its flotation ring, and then somehow it wins the duel? I have no idea. But anyway, this is a deck review. Unfortunately, it's not a complete deck. It would have been nice if it was complete, but I'm really interested in showing this. And I did mention in the last video I did, involving Baby Dragon and Time Wizard, that I left a little small hint on the next deck review I was going to do. So even though the deck's not exactly complete, it's playable. And obviously, if you like the video, be sure to like, share, and subscribe to my channel, and hit the notification bell if you want to see another video like this or any other future videos I do that don't involve me talking about Yu-Gi-Oh cards in general, because I do other videos. Unfortunately, they're all only Pokemon based, but Yu-Gi-Oh and Pokemon I specialise in, so there you go. I do specialise in other stuff, but for now, that is literally all I'm doing. So, let's get to this deck review. So first, I acquired these very recently as well. We've got 3 Artillery Catapult Turtle. Now, this is a really good card for the deck. You contribute 1 monster, then special summon 1 Gaia the Fierce Knight monster, or 1 level 5 Dragon monster from your hand or deck. But you can only use this card's effect once per turn. So, yeah, this card literally tributes 1 monster, and you can summon out one of the others. So I think it counts for itself that you contribute this card once it's summoned, and then summon out one of your bigger monsters. But yeah, not really much else to it, other than that. So next we have, when I get them in my hand, just bear with me, 3 Soldier Gaia the Fierce Knight. Now this card literally doesn't even have the Gaia's horse or even a dragon. It's literally Gaia the Fierce Knight, but on his own. So this is a really nice card. I can't quite see what I'm doing here. My thumb's in the way. Yep, so it's got the same attack and defense as Gaia the Dragon Champion. Quick effect, you contribute 1 Dragon Fusion monster, special summon this card from the hand. If this card is special summoned, you can change... you can target 1 attack position monster on the field and change it to defense. You contribute this card to add 1 level 7 or higher warrior. Sorry, can't see that. Add 1 level 7 or higher warrior monster from your deck to your hand, except this card, but you can only use each effect once per turn. So this card is kind of good. So when you get one of your Fusion Dragon monsters on the field, you can, if it's targeted by, or if it's going to be destroyed, or for whatever reason you have to sacrifice it, because you can just summon this card, and then you can change the opponent's monster from attack to defense, and then tribute it to summon out another, to add another card from your deck to your hand. So yeah, I run 3 of these for that reason. I did only run 2, but there was another Gaia card that I was going to run, and quite frankly, it is useless in this deck. It's just there for the simple fact that you can normal summon it, and it's got 2300 attack. So with that being said, next we've got 3 Gaia the Magical Knights. Now this is a good card. Its name is always treated as Gaia the Fierce Knight, so that's helpful. If you control no monsters and your opponent controls a monster with 23 or more attack, you can normal summon this without tributing it. If this card is normal summoned or special summoned, you can special summon 1 level 5 dragon monster from your hand or graveyard in defense position. You can only use this card's effect once per turn. So this is a really nice card. I mean, I like the whole concept that you can summon out these Gaia cards without tributing monsters to summon them, and the whole searching out for other cards is helpful as well. So yeah, running 3 of these is really essential for this deck. Now, I have got a little rant about this, but I'm not going to go over the top with it like I do in other videos when I rant about stuff that's happened to me in real life. So, there's 2 Gaia the Fierce Knights. Now, I really love this card because originally I pulled the original version of this card from Legend of Blue Eyes, ultra rare, and the card looked absolutely amazing. Unfortunately, this is actually a true story. Because I was desperate for money, I was selling stuff on eBay, and unfortunately, due to certain typos, I sold my cards online, and there were literally 3 ultra rare Gaia the Fierce Knights, 2 Curse of Dragons in Super, Gaia the Dragon Champions in Secrets, and a couple of Skill Blue Magicians. I sold them all, and the person who bought them off me basically ripped me off and ended up getting his money back. So I lost out on a lot of very valuable and precious cards, to me at least, and ended up with nothing. So for a long time, I've not really been wanting to get back any of the Gaia cards because I feel like I just lost them to someone who basically ripped me off. So I don't know who that person ever was, and yeah, I thought I'd just give him a little shout out. But yeah, for a long time, I've never really bothered with Gaia the Fierce Knight or Curse of Dragon for a long time because nowadays the cards are not expensive. They're not cheap either, but to get them back, it would be nice if I could get my head around it and just... Well, I have done that. That's why I've constructed the deck. Unfortunately, it's not to the highest of rarities because, like I said, I lost everything. But I got them all. I got majority of what I wanted back, especially since the new support came out. I thought, sod it, I'm just going to get back into them. So, back to the deck. We've got 1 Swift Gaia the Fierce Knight. I did have this in Secret Rare. That was also part of the list, by the way, from my previous run. I really do like this card. I don't know why, but a lot of Yami Yugi's generic monsters, Gaia the Fierce Knight, Celtic Guardian, Summon Skull, they all had generic variants of themselves. Celtic Guardian got Obnoxious Celtic Guard, Summon Skull got Skull Archfiend of Lightning, Gaia the Fierce Knight got Swift Gaia the Fierce Knight, and honestly, I do like this card. You can summon it if it's the only card in your hand. That is kind of costly because sometimes if you've got cards in your hand, you can't summon this card if it's first card draw that you have. But yeah, if it's the only card in your hand and you want something powerful on the field, this is the card for you. Next, now I haven't really gotten used to this card's abilities because the text is long, as you can see. Gaia the Fierce Knight Origin. I'll tell you what. Why don't we read this? Why don't we read this effect out together? So, this card can be treated as a 2 tribute for the tribute summon of a warrior monster. You can only use each of the following effects of Gaia the Fierce Knight Origin once per turn. You can send 1 level 5 or higher monster from your hand to the graveyard. Special summon this card from your hand. During battle phase, quick effect, you can banish this card from your graveyard, then target 1 monster on the field whose current attack is different from its original attack. Its attack becomes its original attack. Alright, so what am I getting out of this exactly? It can be treated as a 2 tribute summon. So summon this, tribute it for one of your monsters that will require 2 monsters to summon. What's the other ability? You can, once per turn, you can send 1 level 5 or higher dragon monster from hand to graveyard, special summon this card. So if you send like one of your Curse of Dragon monsters to the grave, you can special summon this and then tribute this to summon out one of your other monsters that require 2 tributes. So that's kind of cool. What's the other ability? During battle, banish this card, target 1 monster whose current attack is different from its original. So if your opponent played a monster that has its attack points alternated, this card literally puts it back to its original attack. So yeah, okay, that's pretty cool. That's pretty good. So 3 of these in the deck, and it will definitely benefit you. So like I said, just discard one of your level 5 or higher dragons, summon this, tribute it, get it in the grave, and if you battle an opponent's monster, you can weaken it back to its original stats. So yeah, that's pretty cool. Speaking of Curse of Dragons, we have Curse of Dragon Fire. Now, I actually do like this card. It's literally, but like, it kind of looks like the Burning Land magic card can burning Curse of Dragon, or Curse of Dragons infusing itself with Burning Land and then firing it out. So, because its effect actually involves field spells, which is the exact same effect as what Burning Land does. Burning Land basically burns all, destroys all field spells and does life point damage. This card, if it's normal summoned or special summoned, you can target 1 field spell on the field, destroy it. Once per turn, you can fusion summon 1 fusion monster from the extra deck using monsters you control as fusion materials, including this card. So, yeah, I mean, I don't think many people play field spells these days, but any of those that do, this card can literally destroy them, and then, yeah, you can use this card to fusion summon monsters from the extra deck. So, I hope I read that right, but even if I didn't, sod it. Moving on. Just get those out of my way. I've just noticed a few things. Next, we have... Oh, God, these texts, they're getting so long. I might as well be reading the Oxford English Dictionary or something. Curse of Dragon, the Cursed Dragon. It took me a while to get used to this card's abilities, so if I just get my thumb out of the way, I can read it. If this card is normal summoned or special summoned, you can add one spell or trap from the deck that specifically lists the card Gaia, the Dragon Champion, in its text. I hope you guys can see that, because I certainly can't. If this card is sent to the graveyard, you can target one Gaia, the Dragon Champion monster in the monster zone. Negate the effects of all of face-up monsters your opponent currently controls with an attack less than or equal to it until the end of this turn. You can only use this card's effect once per turn. So, yeah, there are ways of special summoning out Gaia the Fierce Knight / Curse of Dragons and their variants, like this card, for example. But this card literally will search out any of the spells or traps in your deck that's got the card's Gaia the Dragon Champion's name listed in its text. So that's helpful because there's a lot of new cards now, and I'm going to show you them very shortly. But I like the whole fact that if Gaia the Dragon Champion is on the field and this card's in the graveyard, you can negate all face-up monsters' effects if their attacks are equal or less to the champion's. Because you can use this card as fusion material, fusion summon out one of the Gaia the Dragon Champions. Therefore, as soon as this card hits the graveyard, you summon out your fusion card, and then you negate all monster effects if their monsters' attacks are actually less than the champion itself. But yeah, so I really do like this card. Now, there's no real special introduction to this like Gaia the Fierce Knight other than my previous rant. Curse of Dragon. I only run 2 of these because, well, to be fair, you don't even need to run Gaia the Fierce Knight or Curse of Dragon. They're just there because, well, they are literally the starting points of Gaia the Dragon Champion in general. So I thought it might be necessary just to put them in there for nostalgia value, I suppose. Now, talking of field spells, we have 3 Galloping Gaias. I must say, I really do like the artwork on this card. It's literally Curse of Dragon and Gaia Origin. So, yeah, I really do like it. I'm not going to lie. Let's see, what does this do? Your opponent cannot activate cards or effects during battle phase while Gaia the Dragon Champion is in your monster zone. Okay. Let's see. You can activate one of the following effects. You can reveal Gaia the Fierce Knight monster from... one Gaia the Fierce Knight monster from your hand, add 1 level 5 dragon monster from your deck to your hand, or you can reveal 1 level 5 dragon monster in your hand, add 1 Gaia the Fierce Knight monster from your deck to your hand, but you can only use the effect of Galloping Gaia once per turn. So that's helpful. I mean, having Gaia the Dragon Champion is essential, because that's the whole purpose to this deck, to be fair. But these other abilities where you can literally search out for any of your Gaia cards or any of your Curse of Dragon cards, that's really good. Especially if you search out like Gaia the Magical Knight or Curse of Dragon the Cursed Dragon, you can get their abilities as well. If you have one of them in your hand, you can search out for the other one. So yeah, it really does balance each other out. And I do like the whole your opponent cannot activate cards or effects during battle phase while Gaia the Dragon Champion is out, because that stops them from doing a lot of stuff. So if you like fusion summoned out one of the Gaia the Dragon Champions using Curse Dragon the Cursed Dragon, you can negate all monster effects your opponent controls, and then they can't activate other card effects during the battle phase. So what can they actually do? Practically nothing. Well, I'm sure there is things they can do, but you know, you've just limited their resources down, so there you go. Now, the signature attack for Gaia the Fierce Knight, Spiral Spear Strike. A continuous spell. I do like how they actually made this one a continuous spell, unlike all the other cards where it's literally just a spell card. Like Dark Magician has Dark Magic Attack, where it destroys all spells and traps your opponent controls. Red Eyes Black Dragon has Infernal Fire Blast, where it does burn damage equal to Red Eyes' attack. Burst Stream of Destruction. Is that the card's name? I don't know. The card for Blue Eyes, where it destroys all opponent's monsters. Summon Skull, Maki the Magical Mist. Destroys all monsters as well. But this card is a continuous card for Gaia the Fierce Knight. It's probably the only card I've actually noticed for nostalgia monsters, shall we say. Iconic monsters even. There's not many cards that actually do stick around on the field. Like I said, the previous cards, they're just there, targets your monster variant, and then it's gone. This card literally sticks around. So if Gaia the Fierce Knight, Swift Gaia the Fierce Knight, or Gaia the Dragon Champion you control attacks a defense monster, you inflict piercing damage. If Gaia the Dragon Champion inflicts damage with this effect, draw 2 cards, then discard 1 card. So this is kind of helpful. I don't know if this effect works out if you played more than one, but if you played all 3 of these and Gaia the Dragon Champion inflicts battle damage, Can you essentially draw 6 cards, but then you've got to discard 3? Well, I don't know how true. I don't know if that's true or not. But imagine if that was actually the case. You could literally get a whole new hand of cards, but you're going to discard 50% of them. But still, pretty much every Gaia card has 2300 attack anyway. So if there's a piercing damage difference, there's going to be quite a lot of damage dealt. But Dragon Champion has like 26, so only 300 difference. But there you go. It's a draw effect that we want more than anything. So yeah, there you go. Now, I probably should have gotten 3 of these, but for the time being, I can only find 2. Spiral Fusion. This is literally the fusion card for Gaia the Fierce Knight and Cursed Dragon. Sorry, camera's a bit blurred there. I'll just try and get that in focus. Fusion summon 1 Dragon Fusion monster from the extra deck using monsters from hand or field as fusion materials. If you special summon Gaia the Dragon Champion by this effect, it gains 2600 attack. Also, it can make up to 2 attacks on monsters during each battle phase. Wow. So Gaia the Dragon Champion generically already has 2600 attacks, so it becomes 5200 and make up to 2 attacks on monsters. Now that is pretty decent. This is why I really need to get my hands on the 3rd one, because I only have 2 in the deck and that really does suck, especially when you look at this card's abilities, and when I consider a certain fusion card's abilities, which I'm going to show you in a minute. This card really is OP. So yeah, I really do need to get my hand on the 3rd one. Now, I literally only run this for the purposes of adding Gaia the Fierce Knight and Cursed Dragon, even though I probably didn't, but it thins out the deck a lot quicker if you don't get the cards that you need straight away. Summoner's Art. So, add 1 level 5 or higher normal monster from deck to hand. Not really much else to it. But yeah, you can add Gaia the Fierce Knight or Cursed Dragon with this card. And like I say, it helps thin out the deck a little bit. Also, you never know when you might need those 2 cards in your hand if you want to fusion summon. So, yeah. Next, Monster Reborn. We all know what this card does by now, surely. It says it in the text. Monster Reborn. It revives a monster. Simple as. Next, trap cards. Now, this is a real good card. Spiral Reborn. Now, there's a reason why I run 3 of these. Targets 1 level 7 or lower dragon monster in your graveyard. Gaia the Dragon Champion, Cursed Dragon. Special summon it. If you special summon a Gaia the Dragon Champion by this effect, your opponent cannot target it with card effects. It cannot be destroyed by their card effects. But you can only activate 1 of these once per turn. So that kind of sucks. But, nevertheless, this whole special summoning level 7 or lower dragon monster, that's decent enough as it is, because there's a lot of level 7 dragons in Yu-Gi-Oh! But for this case, if you play Gaia the Dragon Champion, it's unaffected by opponent's card effects. So what more can I say? This is a really good card for that as well. I do like the artwork. It's literally Gaia the Dragon Champion rising, so, and then shining with glory. Can't go wrong. Pick the cards not shiny, otherwise that would have really sticked out and looked decent. Finally, we have Spiral Discharge. Continuous trap card, literally for Gaia the Dragon Champion. While said champion is in the monster zone, your opponent's monsters can only target Gaia the Dragon Champion for attacks. When an attack is declared involving Gaia the Dragon Champion, you can target 1 card on the field, destroy it. You can only use this card's effect once per turn. I like how a lot of these cards all say you can only use their effects once per turn. But there you go. Can't be helped. So, yeah, they can always select Gaia the Dragon Champion as an attack target. But when an attack is declared involving Gaia the Dragon Champion, you can target 1 card on the field and destroy it. So if you attack or they attack, you can destroy their monster and potentially another card. And if you played Spiral Fusion, you've got Gaia the Dragon Champion with 5200 attack. It can make up to 2 attacks on monsters. You can pretty much clear the whole board if you wanted to, with that fusion card and the monster and this trap card in general. It's a pity that you can only use the effect once per turn. But then again, can you imagine if you could use it up to twice per turn? If Gaia the Dragon Champion was some of that, using Spiral Fusion, it can make up to 2 attacks and gains 2600 extra attack points. That would be insane, but this deck's already insane enough as it is, with the whole summoning out a monster that could potentially going to be more powerful than 5-headed dragon. That requires 5 dragons to summon it, but Spiral Fusion only requires 2 monsters, and it's already going to be stronger than it. Hell, it's even going to be stronger than Blue Eyes Ultimate Dragon. That only requires 3 Blue Eyes White Dragons to summon out a monster with 4500 attack. Right, I don't know how many times I said Gaia the Dragon Champion during this video, but let's introduce probably one of the most badass cards I have ever seen in my life. Gaia, the Magical Knight of Dragons. And honestly, I love this card. I'm surprised at how cheap this thing is actually going for. But its effects are 1 Gaia the Fierce Knight monster plus 1 level 5 dragon monster. So, its effect is... This card's name becomes Gaia the Dragon Champion while on the field. You can only use each of the following effects of Gaia the Magical Knight, I'm just calling it Dragon Champion. Once per turn, during the main phase, quick effect, you can target one other card on the field. This card loses 2600 attack, and if it does, destroy that card. When this card destroys an opponent's monster by battle, you can make this card gain 2600 attack. Okay, wow. So, as I've already mentioned about the fusion card, doubling this potential of this card's attack from 26 to 52, and it can attack twice. Although you don't necessarily need to destroy a monster by making this card lose 2600 attack, the idea that this card gets stronger by its own attack strength every time it destroys a monster by battle. If your opponent had 2 monsters on the field and you play Spiral Fusion and you summon this card out, it's already going to be 5200 attack points. Then it can make up to 2 attacks. If your opponent has 2 monsters on their side of the field, this card's going to be like 10,400 instantly in 1 turn. What the hell do I need to say? This is such a powerful monster in general. And if you combined it with, let's just say, Spiral Spear Strike and Spiral Discharge, you're going to wipe out your opponent pretty much in 1 turn. If, obviously, their board benefits the outcome of the duel for you. But, nevertheless, that is insane. I don't even know what else to say about it. It's such a powerful monster. And, honestly, do you have any idea how cheap this thing is? I think I only paid like a $5 just to get these 3. Well, I'm guesstimating on pricing. I think these things are only worth like £2 a piece. But, then again, that's how much I paid for. I don't know how much they're worth now. But, still, what the hell? No wonder he's called the champion. Anyway, getting back to the normal drawing board here. So, yeah, had these in secret rare. Only got them as common now. 3 Gaia the Dragon Champions. Again, I am really annoyed about that. Actually, to be fair, I only had 2 in secret, and one of them actually had gold writing on the card's text in the name. So, I don't know how that works. But yeah, just requires Gaia the Fierce Knight and Curse of Dragon to summon this out, and given the support for this deck, normally... This was actually one of the worst fusion cards ever, because you've got Curse of Dragon at 2000 attack, you've got Gaia the Fierce Knight at 2300, you fuse them both together to get a monster with 2600 attack points. Are you kidding me? This is exactly the reason why this needed to be invented back in the day, because this has got a much more reason and a much more purpose and a much more beneficial outcome on fusion summoning this card as opposed to these. But then again, I do love Gaia the Dragon Champion, so I'm not going to complain about the monster in general. But at the same time, why would you sacrifice 2 goodish monsters just to play this? The only reason you want to play that is if your opponent had Dark Magician, for example, and Gaia the Fierce Knight and Curse of Dragon couldn't stand up to it. So hell, boom out Polymerization, summon this out, get rid of Dark Magician, and do what, 100 points worth of damage? It's not even worth it. You might as well just chuck these in bin. To hell with that. Summon that out. Game. Well, anyway, getting back to it. 1... Gaia the Dragon... I can't even say that name. Gaia Dragon the Thunder Charger. Okay, so I only run this card because it is literally another Gaia card. And yeah, it's got the same attack and defense. You can easily summon this card by using rank 5 or 6 monsters. You control as materials. Blah, 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 in brackets. If this card attacks a defense monster, inflict piercing damage. So yeah, this is a pretty good card. There's plenty of level 7s in here, so it's, you know, it's not like I'm ever going to run any other rank 5 or 6s or anything. I really don't have that many, to be fair. But I have enough level 7s, so I can play this card very easily. 2 Gaia the Fierce Knight cards, presumably. Exceeds into this card and do piercing damage, but then why the hell would you play that when you've got Spiral Spear Strike that does that for you? But then, who knows? Who am I to judge? Next. Has to be in the deck. I don't know why. I've got quite a lot of these. Red Eyes Flare Metal Dragon. Although, to be fair... Oh, no, it can only summon out Red Eyes normal monsters from the graveyard, so that sucks. But 2 level 7s. Can't be destroyed while it has materials. Each time your opponent activates cards or effects, after they resolve, you inflict 500 damage immediately. So, can't really argue with that. And... Oh, I just absolutely love Red Eyes Flare Metal Dragon. Did I mention before that this is on a screensaver at my workplace? Actually, yeah, I did saying it out loud. I did mention that. Now, I have to be honest with you. There are some Gaia cards I haven't managed to get my hands on yet. I know there's another fusion card, and I can't even remember its name, but I do not have the card, and I don't even know why I run this because I have no tuners in this deck. Gaia Knight, the Force of Earth. synchro monster, but I have no tuners. But honestly, it's just because it's Gaia. It's Gaia. What else can I say? It's Gaia. So, yeah, enough of that. Now, I don't typically run Link monsters, although I do know a certain someone that keeps ranting me to play these things. And honestly, I literally only played this. This is actually probably the first Link monster I've ever played, and it's just because this is a Gaia deck. Gaia Saber, the Lightning Shadow. Just requires 2 monsters, and it's got 2600 attack. I never really understood how the hell Links actually worked. I'm still working on it, although I probably don't know why I'm even bothering, because I actually just don't like Links, so why the hell am I running these? Right, guys, that's it for the deck. So what do you think? Do you think it's competitive enough? Do you think it's playable, at least? Well, it's definitely playable. I battled only one person so far with this deck, and I've had a couple of games against myself, because let's face it, if you have a battle with yourself, you're never going to lose, and usually I do lose, and I'm getting fed up with that. But at the same time, it is a fairly decent deck. I'm still learning the basics on it, but let me know in the comments below what you think. And if you like this video, be sure to like, share, and subscribe to my channel. I am Retro Gaming Goth, and don't forget to hit that notification bell so you never miss another video. I really don't know what the hell I'm going to do next, so let's find out in the future. Take care, bye-bye.